Because if you missed a workout, the tongue lashing and the trash talking Michael would talk to you at practice that next morning, you're better off making it to the workout and not having to hear his mouth than to show up at practice knowing you missed the workout. Michael was like, hey, I hired you, I trust you, I don't want this to be my focus. Just if I question you, make sure you have an answer. Don't guess. If you don't know, go ask somebody and figure it out. Michael paid the price all the time, every single practice, every single off day, every single day.
Tim Grover just revealed something about Michael Jordan that changes everything we think we know about greatness. The man who trained Jordan for 15 years says the legendary flu game wasn't the flu at all, it was food poisoning. And that's only the beginning of what he's willing to expose in The Last Dance and beyond. For more than 3 decades, Tim Grover has lived inside the minds of legends Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, Charles Barkley. He founded Attack Athletics, a 60,000 square foot training facility in Chicago with 4 NBA regulation courts. He's written 2 New York Times bestsellers on the psychology of winning. But more than anything else, Grover is the only person alive who truly understands what it takes to create a monster. According to him, everything you think made Michael Jordan great is wrong. Here's the uncomfortable truth no one likes to admit. What made Jordan unstoppable wasn't just talent. It wasn't work ethic. It wasn't even competitiveness. It was his willingness to destroy everything and everyone around him, including himself, in service of one thing: winning. And it all started in 1989. Grover was a young trainer watching Jordan get physically punished by the Detroit Pistons. Frustrated, he wrote letters to Bulls players, 14 of them. Not one went to Jordan. Grover assumed the best player in the world wouldn't waste time on an unknown trainer. But Jordan found one of those letters in a teammate's locker, and everything changed.
He found the letter in somebody else's locker, gave it to the athletic trainer, and said, hey, find out what this kid's about. Lesson learned. The best of the best always are looking to get better.
30 days later, Grover was training the most obsessive athlete in sports history. Those 30 days turned into 15 years.
So give me 30 days, let's see what happens. And 30 days turned into 15 years.
From day one, Grover knew he wasn't dealing with a normal human being. Jordan never asked for a single day off. Not once. The morning after every game, win or lose, good night or bad, Jordan was in the gym before anyone else was even awake. 3 workouts a day: workout, golf, workout, lunch, golf, workout, dinner, sleep. Every single day of the off-season, no commercials, no promo tours, no appearances, just work. And here's where it turns disturbing. During one playoff run, after a brutal overtime game, the team reported for practice. Jordan looked around and noticed Scott Burrell was missing. Burrell was in the training room getting treatment for his hamstring. Jordan stormed in, saw Burrell lying on the table and flipped the table over with him still on it. I just played 48 minutes last night. Everything in my body hurts, Jordan snapped. And you've got a hamstring. Get your ass in practice. That's not leadership, that's psychological warfare. This was the same mindset Sam Smith later exposed in the Jordan Rules, the price of greatness that no one wants to admit out loud.
Because if you missed a workout, the tongue lashing and the trash talking Michael would talk to you at practice that next morning, you're better off making it to the workout and not having to hear his mouth than to show up at practice knowing you missed the workout.
Where teammates feared Jordan's wrath more than losing games, Grover once took him to an FBI training facility. They watched a sniper practicing alone on a 400-yard range the length of 4 football fields. The sniper drove to the target, set it up, drove back, took 1 shot, then returned to check. Perfect bullseye. Jordan asked how many people used the range. Just me, the sniper said. Jordan smiled. He understood that level of isolation. That level of obsession. This, Grover says, is the dark side. Every elite performer has won the primal, aggressive instinct most people suppress. Jordan didn't suppress his. He weaponized it.
He was known as one of the biggest trash talkers out there. But he didn't trash talk to get into the opponent's head. He would trash talk to get into his own head, because now whatever he said, he had to go out and back it up. So if he went and told you, I'm going to give you 50, That wasn't to put pressure on the opponent. That was to put pressure on himself to say, now I've said this, I have to deliver.
Take the Derek Martin incident. Fourth quarter. Jordan had only 10 points. Memphis player Derek Martin starts trash talking. Fatal mistake. Jordan stops on the court, locks eyes with Martin, shakes his head, and says, "Let a sleeping dog lie." Then he flips the switch, what Grover calls attack mode. 19 points in the quarter. Bulls win. Martin spends the rest of the game on the bench, probably questioning every life choice that led him there. Jordan's cruelty didn't stop with opponents. His own teammates felt it even more. He once told Grover,
Relationship and the work ethic that MJ saw in Kobe, he said this would be a perfect fit. He said this is a perfect guy for you because he's not a yes person. He's not a starstruck individual. He's as he's as messed up as you are in the head, just like I'm as messed up as my clients are.
Think about that. Jordan was so obsessed with maintaining his edge that he wanted to monopolize his trainer's expertise. When Dennis Rodman joined the Bulls in 1995, Jordan immediately recognized a kindred spirit, someone who understood the art of psychological warfare. And when he finally recommended Kobe to Grover, it wasn't casual. Jordan saw something in Bryant, the same fire, the same darkness, the same obsession that had defined him.
All right, Kobe wanted to know every single detail. He wanted to know why the reps, why you were doing this exercise, why we're working out at this particular time, why am I eating this? He wanted to know every single detail. Why would I change the order of stuff? Just that Michael was like, hey, I hired you, I trust you, I don't want this to be my focus. Just if I question you, make sure you have an answer. Don't guess. If you don't know, go ask somebody and figure it out.
About that famous flu game, Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals. Jordan supposedly played through the flu, scoring 38 points in one of the most legendary performances in sports history. Except it wasn't the flu. Tim Grover first revealed the truth publicly in 2013. That night in Utah, someone ordered pizza to Jordan's hotel room. 5 guys showed up to deliver 1 pizza. Grover had a bad feeling. And out of everyone in the room, Jordan was the only one who at 2 a.m. Grover got the call. Jordan was curled up in the fetal position. Food poisoning. 100%. It just sounds better to call it the flu game than the food poisoning game. Grover admits even Jordan's most iconic moment was built on a lie. Here's what separates Jordan from everyone else. Other players had rules, boundaries, lines they wouldn't cross. Jordan had none. When he decided something needed to happen, morality didn't matter. Feelings didn't matter. Relationships didn't matter. Grover categorizes athletes into 3 types: coolers, closers, and cleaners. Coolers, role players who do their job. Closers, stars who perform in big moments. Cleaners, a different breed. They don't just want to win, they need to eliminate everything in their path. They're never satisfied. They have no off switch. Jordan was the ultimate cleaner, and it almost destroyed him. Today, Grover warns that the game has changed. A generation of players now embodies what Jordan despised, valuing friendship over competition, forming super teams instead of beating them, caring more about being liked than being feared. This soft mentality is the exact thing Grover warns against. When Grover began training Kobe in 2007, he noticed the difference immediately. Kobe wanted to understand everything. Why this exercise? Why these representatives? He was a student, always asking questions. Jordan was different. I hired you to do a job. Get me the results. I don't need to know why, Grover explains.
He knew there was a price that needed to pay for winning, and everybody knows you got to pay a price for winning, but most people aren't willing to pay it. They may pay it once, but literally you got to pay it every single day. And the crazy part about that is the price changes daily. Just like the stock market goes up and down, the price of winning changes on a daily basis.
Even Kobe couldn't match Jordan's ability to shut everything else out. Michael knew when enough was enough. Grover explains that Jordan could turn his body off, relax, and recover. Kobe, on the other hand, couldn't afford downtime. If he couldn't sleep, he saw it as wasted time. He'd get up and hit the gym. The numbers speak for themselves. A 30.1 career scoring average, the highest in NBA history. 14 All-Star games, 6 championships. He scored 20 or more points in every single finals game he ever played. Only him and Rick Barry hold that record. Jordan did it in 35 games. But numbers don't capture the psychological cost. Jordan's post-retirement life has been marked by divorce, a Hall of Fame speech dripping with contempt for doubters, and running the Charlotte franchise into the ground. The 1993 murder of his father, James Jordan, left an emotional void that Michael filled with competitive rage, deepening his psychological isolation. ESPN's Wright Thompson once described visiting a 50-year-old Jordan and finding him lying face down in a training room, crying into a basketball. That's the price of being a cleaner. The same dark side that made Jordan unstoppable never learned how to turn off. The rage that crushed opponents for 15 years had nowhere to go once the competition ended. Grover saw it coming. He understood that true greatness demands sacrifices: your relationships, your peace of mind, even your ability to live a normal life. Jordan chose greatness over happiness, and got exactly what he chose.
Receiving the information is free. There's no cost to that. The price comes in is what you do with that information, and most people just aren't willing to pay the price, or they're not willing to pay the price long enough. Michael paid the price all the time. Every single practice, every single off day, every single game.
This is why Tim Grover's revelations in The Last Dance and his later interviews matter. They strip away the fairy tale. Jordan wasn't just talented. He wasn't just dedicated. He willingly became something inhuman to achieve the impossible. He turned himself into a psychological weapon, and like all weapons, he was dangerous to everyone around him, including himself. Today, the NBA celebrates player empowerment and mental health awareness. Jordan would have laughed at both. He believed in one thing: make everyone else compete with you, never compete with anyone else. If you couldn't meet his standards, it wasn't his problem, it was hell for you. Grover's cleaner mentality isn't for everyone. It can't be. Most people value their relationships too much, their sanity too much, their humanity too much. Receiving the information is free, the cost is in what you do with it. Most people aren't willing to pay that price, or to pay it long enough. Michael paid it every day, every practice, every off day, every game. For those rare individuals who can access their dark side and channel it productively, the results are undeniable. Jordan ate steak before games while everyone else loaded up on carbs. He trained on game days when conventional wisdom said to rest. He worked out every morning after games while his body screamed for recovery. He did everything wrong according to the textbooks and everything right according to the results. The truth is uncomfortable. Michael Jordan wasn't just better than everyone else because he had more talent. He was better because he was willing to sacrifice his humanity for excellence. He became a basketball-playing sociopath, and it worked perfectly. Grover has spent 35 years studying what separates the great from the unstoppable. His conclusion is simple and terrifying. Cleaners aren't normal people who got really good at something. They are psychological outliers who refuse to accept the limits that normal people accept. Jordan proved that the highest level of success demands the darkest level of commitment. Greatness isn't just about what you're willing to do, it's about what you're willing to become. According to the man who watched it happen up close for 15 years, what Jordan became was both magnificent and monstrous, the greatest winner in basketball history, and a cautionary tale about the true cost of refusing to lose.